All right, welcome. It's another beautiful day. We're finishing up on the turbo engine. I'm probably going to have to take a trip to storage because I'm not seeing the thermostat housing in here. I'm not seeing the timing cover in here and a couple other things. But we did get the turbo manifold on. It is a bottom mount setup. That's what I was running. So we're gonna stay like that because all of the components that I have made for it are for bottom mount, which would be a downpipe, the exhaust that's in the backyard, and just all the other crap, piping and everything. So we're gonna, we timed this. I didn't film this just because there's a million videos on it. But we timed this. You can use the cam blocks for the M50s, M52s, and I believe M54s. These also work for the M42, and I believe the M44 as well, which I have one right there. But yeah, so we lock the cams in place, time it, tensioner, good to go. All right, so I spun it over by hand a couple times, and it is awesome. It spins over fantastic. It sounds great. Yeah, it feels like it has compression. Pretty much everything's good to go. I spun it over 2 times with the crank, which would be 4 total times of the camshafts, and the timing marks are dead on. All right, so it's been a little bit. We have a lot of the engine completed now. I ended up robbing some parts off of the spare M42 right here. But yeah, it's so far going great. I cleaned up, we made some changes, but so far everything looks really good. So I'm hopefully have all of this buttoned up, clean up the garage by tonight, and maybe squeak the E46 in here and start getting ready to pull that shit apart. Since acquired too many engines, I have that one, this one, and then the one that's in the 46. That one's also got to come out. So I don't know. I don't have any space in my garage anymore to house the things that I need for the swap versus the things that I need to fucking pull from the car. So it's gonna be tough because I have to still fit a whole drivetrain in here while still swapping that one and swapping the trans from each and then getting it back in. I basically am gonna have like one day because I still need to be able to close my garage at night. So yeah. And to kind of show you what I'm talking about, like, so that's gonna have to close. I can get rid of the table, the totes can go inside, I can move some of this, but the main problem is the dimensions with the engine stand, using the engine crane, and just kind of everything in between. So I may throw this engine in this corner, move the engine stand over here after I clean this up, or like up over here, and kind of go from there, because I think the transmission can maybe go in the back. All right, somehow I did it. It doesn't look like much, but it is just enough to get the car in here. I won't be able to work on it with the door closed, but I will be able to get it back out just enough to pull everything. And basically this front space turns into my work area. I try to bring the car back out to like right here, and gives me all the room that I need. So now I just gotta go pull this thing in, move the cars out of the driveway, and pull in the drift car. All right, well, we're taking the 46 inside. Crazy to see those lights again. But we gotta put the fuel pump wire back in place here. We have it wired through fuse and all that stuff, just right back to the fuel pump in the back. But we're gonna be cleaning all this up, like all my wideband wiring stuff through here. My freaking Chase base hydro bracket snapped in half. Tried to fix it, didn't work. So all of this is coming out. All of this crap. Blech, blech. This car's fucking gross. We got 2 cylinders down, baby. It's a 4-cylinder right now. Well, if it wasn't really obvious that this engine was fucking blown, look what just blew out the fucking exhaust. What the f? Alright, so we're gonna cross off some stuff that we've done so far. Pretty much all this, not... Okay, so we pulled the head, we fixed the whole engine. I just wiped off all the codes that were there. Okay. We did the cam. We did the coilovers. Drop plates come next week. Need to order motor mount spacers, turbo. We're doing this right now, so we're gonna take a fucking chill on that. But we're starting on the E46. Oh, we did front bumper on the E36. Okay. Did I fix the fender? No, didn't fix that. Need to put the subframe in. We didn't put tires on it. We didn't do anything. Okay. All right, that's fine. But then this car, we got to pull this crap ass M52. I hate those engines now. Decide what engine to swap in. Well, we already know. M42 going in. Paint and wrap, windshield swap, throttle cable replacement, new hydro. All right, so we haven't done pretty much anything, but we got the Golf almost completely off. This is just fun stuff, extras. I can't fix the door handle without getting a new door card, like door panel. Previous owner did some fucking crazy ass shit, so that shit's broken. Light mold in the trunk. I'm gonna have my boy Fogelpacks when I have time and fucking extra money right now to do that. He's gonna clean the inside of the car. He's gonna detail it for me. And then I just gotta order these stuff. This is the fun stuff. M54, E36, we're not really worried about that right now. We got, we're trying to get all the cars running and driving, so this is gonna be the main focus. Not so much paint, wrap, any of that shit. It really just needs to run and fucking boost and drift and do fun things so I can make it to villains for the next handful of events, because I've been telling my buddies I've been gonna fucking drift with them at that track for like 3 years and I haven't gone, so. This clusterfuck. I put so much crap into this piece of shit. Did I just find a 10 now? No way. That's where one of them went. Maybe see me tomorrow working on this, or the next day, or some other day in the near future. So when we get back to that, you guys will see me then. Hey, you can't park there. All right, took a little bit of break from the cars to help out a couple customers. I do E36 tuning, so I got one of these tunes for a local guy. He's putting it in his buddy's car, I think, but that's for him, getting him some stickers. Won't dox his address. Then I got another one for my boy Duran. He said he wanted the Chirac tune, so we gave him the sauce. And the best thing about putting the 46 back in here was my bench testing setup, which was another harness that I had. It went bad. And so it was nice having this right here. I could just plug into this and use this as the bench setup since I haven't pulled the engine yet. Don't ever forget to undo your battery, especially in a car that you ain't driving. All right, so we're gonna start tearing apart the front end of the E46. Just basically get everything out, get it starting ready to pull. I may pull the head off of this just for experimental purposes and for space purposes while I take it out. I think it just might make it a little bit easier, but haven't really decided on that yet. But what I was thinking, so before I was running 318 radiator with 318 E-fan, because the 4-cylinder sits like about this much farther back, maybe even more. It barely takes up any engine bay space, like lengthwise. So what I was thinking, I have another brand new 6-cylinder radiator that I might swap out. This one's also aluminum, but it has, like, it doesn't leak, but it has like some JB Weld on the bottom. I got this for free from buddy Ethan, so can't complain. I'll probably end up just keeping it because it works great. But I was thinking is instead of running the E36 style reservoir, because I still will need some type of external reservoir, I was thinking I could just swap it to a Volkswagen, like a Mark IV coolant ball, and potentially just set it right here because it's super low profile and it's kind of ball shaped. And I believe it just so happens to run that same bottom hose width for the bottom nipple of the ball, and then it has the same top spot for the bleeder to, you know, purge the air and stuff out. We've gotten to the point, we've gotten the front end off, we've gotten the radiator, most of the coolant out, and since it's not going to be warming up anytime soon, in where I'm from at least, and here in Vancouver, it's actually about to start getting colder and potentially snow. I'm not really going to have a lot of outside time with the garage open, pushing it out, pulling the engine and stuff, so to kind of minimize any of the other extra steps there, and to kind of diagnose what went wrong with this engine, I'm actually going to be taking this engine apart slowly, kind of filming that, going through that as well, and just kind of piece by piece throwing it into totes and taking it to storage until I'm ready to rebuild this, because this is going to be, if it's a project at all, this is going to be so dead last on the list. So we're going to start taking this apart, get manifold, fuel rail, valve cover, coil packs. We'll take the head off. We'll look and see if we burnt some valves, if we melted some piston rings, cracked some piston rings, melted some pistons, scored some cylinder walls, whatever. 4 and 6 were down almost 0 PSI. The rest were super healthy. So I guess we'll find out. Well, $50 later, we have 2 of these now. The other one's inside. Seems oddly expensive for something that is gonna fit like that manifold and that valve cover, but whatever, it is what it is. But now we're gonna go ahead and start breaking this down, so I'll get the time lapse going of that. Kind of at a good stopping point. You can see got the intake, valve cover, throttle body, MAF, all that good stuff from the top side of the engine. Got that off. Got the wiring harness moved up and out of the way. That's off to this side. I'm going to be taking all that off here shortly. Got some wires that go into there that go to the car. I'm on the last couple bolts of the headers. This is going to be the actual worst part of, if you were to do like a head gasket in your car, this is the worst part right here. All right, so for the last section of that time lapse, if you watched me struggle getting the head off and like tapping it lightly with the hammer and stuff, you did see that, right? And it's 100% because I am a dumbass. I always forget about these 2 tiny little torques right here. They're so small. It's like an E7 or something, or an E8. Like just the most smallest torque bit ever. These 2 things were keeping the head on. The second I undid it, came right off. All right, so just while taking the washers out of the head bolt holes, I can already see that I broke a retainer on my valve spring. And it was in here like this, and it's supposed to be in there like that. Yeah, this was cylinder 4, and cylinder 4, if you look in here, doesn't look great. So yeah, and you can see cylinder 5 has a crazy hot spot or something on it. And then this one had 0 compression. I don't know what's going on here. I haven't even looked yet. It's holding water though, which is interesting. So I'm gonna flip this over and we're gonna get a good look at what's going on here. I'm guessing at least one bent valve, if not all of them, pretty much. I was right. That is a bent as fuck valve. What's up? I was gonna dump a oil pan on you and see if you would weld a bung in. No, just kidding. Instead of using the drain plug for my turbo drain, I should have a proper fitting on the oil pan, you know, all that shit. All right, so we're comparing clutches compared to the Golf versus the Cobra, and oh my God. Yeah. Even compared to the 46, this is a beefy clutch. It comes back nice though.
Yeah, it definitely does.
It's not like a snappy, it doesn't like shoot back, but pushing it in is definitely, damn, that takes some work.
Yeah, and try. Hopefully you like it.
All right, and then in comparison, we got the Golf. This shit's so light. All right, well, in conclusion, race cars have stiffer clutches. I think that's what we figured out here. And 90 horsepower vehicles do not. So this random guy that we know just dropped these off. He said he grew it. Can you put weed on YouTube? Oh, this shit smells really good though. No one we know. Smells good. Very kind of cheesy. A little earthy. Pretty good. Pretty good. It's nice. It's nice. It's not homegrown. No pesticides. No pesticides. This is just ethanol for the Datsun.
Yes, sir. Just gas.
Yeah, just gas for the whip. No big deal. No big deal. All right, so we took a little bit of a break here. I went and got my oil pan, some fittings that we're either gonna weld in or sandwich in. Haven't decided, but I think we kind of low-key did decide. We don't want to weld that shit. Nope, fuck that. Yeah, he hasn't taken anything apart yet, so that's what he's doing now. And we're gonna see kind of what's going on with these. Once the push rod's out, it'll be kind of obvious if the guy didn't do a good job putting the head bolts in. Or who knows, maybe the engine was fucked with before, warped head, something. We're gonna find out.
Oh shit.
Tastes like all the good shit I used to smoke as a kid. Cheers to that. I like it a lot.
Damn.
Might have to put the Might have to put the Benjamin down. This shit's slapping. I'm not gonna lie.
Hell yeah.
Bro's got the lube. He's ready. Drilling into the fucking M42 oil pan because I don't know why.
You can't weld aluminum.
Because we don't know how to weld. Alright, he had to take over because I'm a fucking pussy. Oh.
How far are we going?
Oh, bro, you told me, bro. Okay. So he told me go slow. That video you just saw, I was pushing down super light, being mega chill with it.
You gotta press hard though.
Oh my God.
Press hard,
Oh my God. I was just resting the drill on there. I'm fucking dumb. We're doing 5/8 though.
Which is...
Or wait, no, I think we should start with 9/16. Start with 9/16. Cheers.
Cheers.
You. Hey, nobody wants to see. I'm not gonna show anybody. You'll get to see it. I sent it to the group chat actually. The fucking when I used my flux welder to weld a cherry bomb into my turbo exhaust. It looked like shit, but it actually worked really good. It was sturdy as shit and it didn't leak. So it made the exhaust a lot quieter and sound better. So it was a win, but if you looked at these welds, man, you guys would jump off a bridge. Shit's so bad, bro. So bad. All right, so we've gotten it now to where we drilled it out. And the fitting almost goes all the way in, but you can see it's hitting these little ledges here. So I took out the pickup tube, which I need to clean anyways because of all this mess. But homeboy got the angle grinder or whatever the fuck that is. He's got the penis tip grinder. He's gonna fucking shove the tip in there. right, we are getting ready. We had to run to the store to get homeboy a battery for his welding helmet, as you can see. But he's gonna weld that fitting into my oil pan. Cheers to that. We're gonna lace her up. Working good?
I hope so.
You. We got it all laced up. Hell yeah, brother. All right, sorry for the bad lighting and the loud fan. It is freezing in here, so the heater's got to stay on. But we're just soaking up all the stuff from the cylinders. I think last time these two were fine. I believe cylinder 6 was pretty full from when I took the head off, and it was like not that full today. So my guess is the rings aren't doing great on that one. I guess I'll know for sure once I pull it and drain it. And I'm sure we're gonna see some water coming out of the drain plug. And then once it's not as cold and I feel like getting under the car, all I really have to do, since the header's already undone, I just have to disconnect the V-band from the headers to the rest of the exhaust, pull those pieces out, undo the shifter linkage, undo the drive shaft, and then this thing's pretty much ready to come out. I was also thinking, since I don't have the head anymore for the hook in the front, the blocks come with this hole right here to hook to, but I don't have anything up front. So I was thinking potentially taking the alternator off and bolting the chain to here, or maybe even the crank pulley and use like 2 of these bolts adjacent. I don't know yet. Might even, nah, I was thinking here, but this is aluminum. You can hear how shitty that is. Thin cast aluminum, it's literally only meant to hold oil. But also this is our box. We got all the cam stuff. I think I may have already showed this, but we got everything in here. It fits super nice. The head I think is gonna be a bit too heavy and a bit too large to really get in there. So I think that one's going over there. All right, it's another day. We ran to the auto parts store to get more of the wheel cleaner that I told you about before. This shit is fire. And some gasket maker. The M42s do call for a oil pan gasket, a physical one. But fuck that, it's expensive, and who knows, I might just have to take it off anyways. And so RTV is gonna be the way to go. I feel like that's kind of just what everyone's kind of transitioning to no matter what. I did the gasket normally first time, and I do believe it did leak a little bit. So if it's gonna leak and I'm gonna have to RTV corners and shit anyways, I'm gonna just do the whole fucking thing. It takes like 2 seconds and saves me like $30 because this tube RTV is like $8. But now what we're gonna do is we got our oil pan welded in by our friend Trevor there. And I'm basically just gonna take some of this stuff and just clean this out. There's a lot of metal shavings and just a lot of gunk. And same with that, since I'm already here. I'm gonna go grab the hose and just try and rinse as much of this out as I can. Also rinse out the pickup tube, just because it kind of caught some flack there. The annoying life of working in a 1-car garage. The water thing is all the way in here, and I need the hose all the way over here. I have a long enough hose, but gotta scoot the car out. Freaking hold the e-brake, scoot it back. Hopefully don't hear any sounds. Pull that. Now we have somewhat of some walking space. Normally I pull it out another like 6 to 8 feet that way, and that gives me enough room to pull the drivetrain out, which we might get to a little bit later. I still have to undo the little shifter thing that clamps to the selector rod. I got to undo the trans brace. I have to undo the drive shaft on the transmission, and then I have to just undo the V-bands from the headers just so I can pull the 2 sections apart, like the full exhaust out the back, and then the headers come up this way. All right, so 1-car garage life. We're taking all the M52 stuff to storage. It's not very high on the priority list right now. I may keep the head and the block inside and deal with that later once I get the M42 going. I'm not really too sure, but no matter what, this is going to storage. Little boop, little Betty boop right here. God, this thing's gorgeous. And we got the E46. Oh shit, stepped on the fucking Mini Cooper. So hyped, very hyped. She is going to be beautiful. Drifting soon. All right, we got the storage, or the stuff in storage, organized a little bit. And yeah, we're gonna close this up and head back home, and maybe we'll start working on the 46 again. Oh, you don't close? Okay. So that's gonna do it for this video. You know, you kind of saw what we were doing here. Didn't get around to getting the engine started pulling yet. Didn't really get under the car. It is freezing, but I appreciate you guys sticking around throughout the whole video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Find me on Instagram at 9inchdrift, all one word. Yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of fun things. Like we've been saying, still picking up traction. So I appreciate the people who do consistently view. I do see who it is. People who consistently comment, I do see who that is. And it does mean a lot to me. I'm sure everyone wants to be a YouTuber. Everybody wants to make content. Everybody wants to do this stuff. I don't really care if it makes me money. I don't really want to be rich, but if it could make me some bucks just to keep doing cool shit, and if you guys do like it, then I would be happy to keep doing it. So like, comment, subscribe. I love you guys. Stay friendly.